What's on YouTube? It's Pete TT coming at you with another Division video, and today guys we are taking a trip back to survival. Now some of you have been tweeting at me, some of you have been messaging me, and to be honest I've seen it going around an awful lot, okay, and that is how to make the extraction process in survival easy, specifically when it comes to dealing with the hunters. So I have 4 top tips for you on how to make the hunter experience easy and how to extract. Now you're going to be seeing some gameplay in the background. A couple of it is solo runs and solo extractions, some of it is with a team. On every single run guys you will see just how easy it is to deal with the hunters, okay? No word of a lie, I'm not saying it just for the fun of it. It really is easy if you just follow a few simple steps. Okay, so the first step I'm going to be telling you is pretty obvious: gear up. Okay, weapons and gear. If possible, gear mods too. It's really important to remember that in survival, obviously, you start off with green gear. You have to gear up as you go through, and as I'm sure most of you are aware by now, the enemy pack a hell of a punch. Now, personally, I stick true to my DPS build with toughness second and skill power as like the third priority. It doesn't really come into it in survival. You know, it's all about DPS, it's all about toughness and being able to stay alive. The majority of the time I like to hit well over 100,000 toughness, and if I can get somewhere in the region of that in my DPS too, then I am very happy. So make sure guys you are gearing up. Spend as much time in the dark zone as you can to gear up. Make sure, I would say, at least 2 to 3 pieces worth of high-end gear are not a must to extract and survive, because obviously you can do it with less than that, but to make the experience easy, be it 1 hunter you're against or 4 hunters if you're running as a full team, between 2 and 3 pieces of high-end gear are going to make it easy. Any more than that, it becomes even easier, okay? Make sure that you have at least 1 high-end weapon. Now there are 2 choices of weapons that in my opinion are without a doubt the best, and I don't run anything else, okay? Every time I have extracted, these are the weapons I run, both of them in high-end form, and they are the first things I craft when going into the dark zone, and that is the G36 and the RPK. Now there are several reasons for this, okay? The G36, the thing hits like an absolute brick, as you all know. The RPK is stable, it is accurate, you can empty off an entire mag into an enemy's head and not miss a shot. So together they make good weapons to pick just on their base stats. When you take into effect you have the enemy armor damage on the G36 and you have the damage to targets out of cover on the RPK, they make a very good selection, and they work together very nice. As you will see in the background footage, I normally tend to empty the mag of one and then just swap straight to the other, because the hunter doesn't last much past that point. They die very quickly. This is obviously due to the weapons, it's due to the, like I said, the damage out of cover to the enemy. It's done because I'm a higher level gear score, I have mods, things like that. Next then, how can you make the experience even easier for yourself other than weapons and armor? Well, you can make sure that you have some form of heal. Now, I personally opt for self-heal, although I see a lot of support station being used as well, and to be honest, if I'm running in a team, self-heal is very nice for me, but having the support station down is definitely a must-have. It helps heal the entire team. Your self-heal's good only for you, so make sure you have some form of healing skill in one way or another. Now, the next thing to make the experience easier, more so if you are running as a team, because there are multiple hunters than by yourself, you can live without it. You can live, to be honest, with just the one skill as the self-heal if running solo, but some form of crowd control definitely makes the experience a lot easier. This will not only stun lock the hunters, but depending on what you use can also damage them quite a lot. Right, so the choices I use when either as a team or running solo in this order are Seeker Mine, Pulse, Sticky Bomb, and then a turret. Now, personally, as you guys know, I love Seeker Mines, so for me, it is always Seeker Mines when playing as part of a group. However, if I am running solo, then I always opt for a pulse. There's several reasons for this. Not only can you get your crit hit chance up, your crit hit damage up, ultimately doing damage to the hunter a lot more than you would without the pulse. It is very handy to know where the hunter's coming from before he sees you, okay? Knowing the fight is kind of halfway to winning the fight. If you can see him before he sees you, then you're in for a fighting chance, okay? Because you're doing damage to him before he has chance to do damage to you. And as you will see again from the footage in the background, most of the time I've killed him before he even starts shooting back at me. So yeah, pulse if you're running solo along with a self heal, I definitely recommend it. And that is like the only top tips I can give you for now, okay? I personally don't find the extraction process hard. I don't find the hunters hard. I actually find surviving to that point a lot harder. Struggling to find meds, struggling to find clothing, overall just getting jumped by AI because I've been unlucky in loot drops and not had the armor or the weapons or things like that. So for me, the kind of survival experience is the hardest from when you first drop to actually getting in the dark zone. When you're in the dark zone, things just become really easy, especially when you know where to look. Now, I will be bringing you a farming video for survival later on this week. I'm going to show you where to get the div tech, where you can farm things like fabric, weapon parts, electronics, so that you can go in, head to these certain parts and go nuts, head to a hideout, craft yourself, you know, every piece of high-end gear you can and weapons, and ultimately have a ton of fun and extract, because that's what it's all about. It's all about extracting, getting all of those caches out, getting a load of good loot, trying to get your MDR, trying to get your Barrett's chest piece, things like that. That is what it is all about, guys. So stay tuned for it, right? If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, okay? Plenty more Division videos coming your way. Guys, if you like the video, smash that thumbs up, share it about. I know it's going to help some of you because you have been asking me for a video like this. So thumbs up, comments you have in the section down below, and as always, agents, thank you very much for watching. Until the next video, I'll catch you all soon.